Keith, I'd venture to say a frustrating night, but what were your own thoughts on the game?
I'm pleased that we got something from the game. I absolutely think we deserved at least a point. It didn't look like we were going to get anything from it, so going into the 90th minute. But I think it's a definite penalty, and the referees and the officials get a lot of stick, and I think there are some frustrations definitely, from everybody, the crowd, the sideline, the players on the pitch, for some of the decisions that were made during the game. But the referee's overturned the decision. He initially didn't give it. He's consulted with his linesman, and that shows a lot of courage to do that. So initially we feel that it's an absolute stonewall penalty. Referee doesn't give it. He consults with his linesman. That's what they're there to do, and you got to give the referee credit for giving us the penalty. And we're thankful and grateful that Georgie was able to tuck it away, or be it just about.
Yeah, there was a lot of frustration in the stands anyways, and I'm sure on the field. How hard is it to keep all 11 players level-headed and not get wrapped up in decisions that might go the other way?
Well, unfortunately it's a game of emotion, it's a game of passion, and you do tend to get wrapped up with certain things that frustrate you and go against you, but we kept going. The boys, we dominated possession for large periods of the half, of the second half, and there was very little between the teams in the first half, so we kept going. Their best moments were on the counter-attack, but James Talbot wasn't really worked hugely. We've had the best chances in the game. On another night we take 2 or 3 of those. If you think about their first goal, their goal, it comes from a corner. We're on the attack. Georgie pulls off the back, and he comes a long way, and maybe he lost the flight of the ball. I'm not quite sure, but I think he probably be disappointed that he doesn't make better contact and work the goalkeeper. At least we think it's a really good chance, and we go down the pitch and we find ourselves a goal down, having been very much in the game, been in the ascendancy, not necessarily dominating the game, because Dundalk are a good side with good players, and people forget that because of the season that they've had so far. They're in brilliant form. They've got really good players, and they're going to be a threat to every team between now and the end of the season. So I'm pleased with the spirit the boys showed. I'm pleased with the attitude, the application of the boys. The substitutions that came on made an impact. When you consider the injury that we had coming into the game. The boys been away with the 21s. James Finnerty has a groin strain, hasn't played since the Dundalk game, the first half against Dundalk. Kieran Kelly we just about patched up to put on the bench tonight, in the event that we may need him. We've had to play Anto Breslin at centre back, who's a full back. Rory Feely suspended. Ross Tierney, you could see he tired visibly in the second half. Having played 70 odd minutes for the 21s on Tuesday. Ali Coote has been sick for 10 days. He's been in bed for 10 days. He's only been able to train twice this week. So we were stretched. But boys came in, promised, done great. For the 60 odd minutes that he was on, he visibly tired as well. Levo done exceptionally well. Keith Buckley, not exactly 100% right. The decision was to give him some minutes off the bench tonight, and I thought he came on and done really well. And I thought Levo in the game was quite good. So the boys off the bench, Rowland coming on, Jamie Mullins coming on, Wardy coming on, Bucko, like I said, coming on, and so on. So Ali coming on, getting us to the penalty. So the boys kept going. They worked ever so hard. We absolutely deserved something from the game. It is a positive result when you consider it was late in the game, and we kept going, and we got something out of it. Which is all credit to the boys.
And just finally, that is the first of 3, I suppose, huge games in an 8-day span, so it doesn't get any easier between now and the end of the season.
No, they're great games to be involved in. There's a massive quick turnaround in terms of Monday's game in the derby against Rovers, and obviously we got a cup semi-final against an inform Waterford on Friday night. So I think it was important for us, that we didn't lose tonight. So from that perspective alone, that it gives the boys that little bit of confidence and belief again that that we have resilience in the team, that we can bounce back from setbacks, going a goal down, turning around results. We've shown that recently against Longford and Derry, by getting late goals and turning around a really poor performance in the first half against Longford a couple of weeks ago. So we're going to rely upon our squad, the fitness levels, the recovery, the powers of recovery, and over the next 48 hours to get ready for Monday. and like you said, we got a big game Monday, big game Friday, and they're all big games between now and the end of the season, and we want to try and finish the season as strongly as we can. So that's why it's so important tonight that we got something from the game. You know, and I believe we absolutely deserve something from it, and possibly could have won the game.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for your time, Keith.
Thanks, Colm. Cheers.